Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Next Goal Wins, when today we're talking how big is the MLS getting and what does the additions of Lampard, Gerrard and Pirlo mean for the division. So yeah, we're talking about the MLS today. Obviously we know that Steven Gerrard, Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard have all now joined the MLS. But my question is, what does the MLS gain from it and how much is the MLS really growing globally? I mean, to start off, we have to talk about the biggest signing that the MLS have ever had, which is David Beckham. Now, when Beckham joined off Real Madrid, it was a massive surprise for people that someone would want to go and play football in America. It was not seen as a division that had any talent, and it seemed as just Beckham going out there to get a final paycheck. Now, that opinion's still some way true. I mean, I hear people saying that Gerrard, Lampard and Pirlo are just going there for one final paycheck. Now, I completely disagree with that theory because it's not true. They'd get paid more playing in Europe or playing in Qatar or something. So it's not like America's somewhere offering these hundreds of thousands of pound contract like English clubs are. That's what people don't seem to say. They say it's just for one final paycheck, but Gerrard got offered more at Liverpool to stay at Liverpool. Obviously, advertising-wise, he might make more money, but he would have got more money playing for teams in Europe. I said, obviously, the MLS the players coming over are still at the end of their careers. That's one thing the MLS need, is a few players like Giovinco who went over in kind of the prime of their career, but more high-profile names, because at the moment it's still, I mean, Pirlo's coming to the end of his career, Lampard's coming to the end of his career, Gerrard's coming to the end of his career. It's not players going out there to build a future. I mean, the best players in the MLS at the moment, for example, goal scorers, you've got Bradley Wright Phillips, who's a complete failure in English football and has found his feet in America. You've got Dom Dwyer, another Englishman who's found his feet in America, but would he really get into any championship teams in England? I mean, I think it's still because the perception of the MLS is poor, that the quality's bad, or that they don't get fans of it. It's just easier to score goals over there, which I think people do still have, which isn't necessarily true, because let's look at America in World Cups. I mean, America do well in World Cups. They do better than us. They do better than England in the last few. So it can't just be that the quality of football's poor over there. Yes, obviously, the clubs with a lot of money over there succeed like they do over here. I mean, you got Seattle Sounders who have money and they succeed over there because they can bring in better players. And people seem to say it's wrong that happens over there, but it happens in England as well. I mean, no one complains when big teams spend big transfer money over here. And the transfer money in America, there hardly isn't any. I mean, the draft system to get players out of college is a brilliant system. I mean, obviously, as an American football fan, I understand it and think it's a great system, but in football, we get these loan players who stockpile up at clubs like Chelsea, like De Bruyne before he went to Wolfsburg, like Van Ginkel, all these players who they just stockpile at the club. I mean, Salah before he went out on loan, and then do nothing. Cuadrado's turning into that. Wouldn't it be better for these players to go and play proper football, which is what they offer in America to their people out of college? They offer a chance to play. It's not like they just go and stockpile up at the big clubs, which obviously could happen. I mean, think about the NFL draft. If people like Mariota and Winston could just get bought by one college, then it would leave no one for the other team. So it's a great system, that, which means you can't stockpile players, which is why I think that people like Gerrard, Lampard and Pirlo, the thing they really need is to join one of the clubs that aren't in one of these massive cities. Obviously, the pulling power of living in LA and living in Hollywood for Gerrard and living in New York for David Villa and Lampard and Pirlo is amazing, because they want to live in these big cities, because it's the American dream, so to speak, for an Englishman to go and live in these big cities. But if one of them joined, I don't know, a Philadelphia Union or a team like that could grow as a player, that's what would really cement the MLS as kind of a team sport that everyone has a chance, not just these big teams, which I think is the image that people still have over here. I mean, people have still only heard of LA Galaxy and New York City now and Red Bulls, because despite all the teams being on FIFA and stuff, people would only pick them because they're the people that Beckham had played for or Henry had played for. It needs someone to branch out and play for some of these lower teams so they can then get an image across the world. It's still seen as quite like cool and cultural to have a kit that other people haven't heard of from America. But no, like I said, it needs to be more competitive in the sense that it needs to be competitive to offer, to bring players in. Like I said, that's why I don't get the paycheck scenario because they don't get paid as much, although that's one of the reasons they wouldn't go. I mean, the highest paid players in America are Clint Dempsey and Michael Bradley, both Americans, so it looks like they are still paying their own players the highest amount of money, so it's not like you're going to go over there and earn as much as you do playing in Europe. Also as well, I mean, the prestigiousness of the league will probably never grow to the level of the Champions League, so I don't think it's something the MLS should be striving for, is to have that kind of competition. I mean, the Champions League, the Premier League, La Liga, they've got massive history, and it's hard to get that. I mean, it won't happen for God knows how many years, and they'll never kind of really get a competition like the Champions League. I mean, look at the Copa Libertadores in South America. Yes, it's brilliant, but the best players from that leave and go to Champions League teams because it's the most prestigious competition. I mean, look at all the homegrown talent who've left. I mean, think about how many top quality Brazilians play in Brazil anymore. It's hardly like it's changing that it's only America who lose their best players. Like Oscar, he left. If you win the Copa Libertadores, you leave. I mean, Kennedy, Neymar, all these players have left to join Europe because it's the elite competition. I do think, though, that it will obviously help the growth of the MLS, having people like Lampard, Gerrard and Pirlo, because it is something to watch. I mean, people will watch just to see them play. Despite not knowing any of the other players, hopefully it will get them engaged in the MLS to sport, because it's a division I'd like to see succeed because they go about it the right way. The fans are good over there, very passionate. I mean, they respect the game. There's a lot of talent on show, really, despite it not being the best talent that I would say some Americans don't see still. But a lot of them still say it's a brilliant league when it isn't as top class as the Premier League or La Liga. That's not saying it's not good quality. I mean, the Championship's good quality in England. It's just not as good as the top teams. And I don't think they should kid themselves and think that it's these top class players. Yes, of course, the players are only going there at the end of their careers because it's a nice lifestyle and it is a bit easier to win trophies over there. But they need to make it more attractive for players to go over in the peak of their career and want to succeed, not just stockpile up at these English clubs. Like, I mean, look at Cuadrado. You could say to him, do you want to come and play in America, if it was more of a cash cow, really, in terms of prestigious competition, being global force and things. I mean, look at China now. They've brought in Demba Ba, Paulinho going to China. America should be able to do that. They should be able to bring these teams. I mean, no one's heard of the teams that Demba Ba has joined, or these teams that people have joined in China, and at least people have heard of the MLS team. So they need something like that to get players over there when they've still got something to give. Anyway, that's it for this video on the MLS. It's a league I enjoy watching, and I do want to grow. So I hope that the MLS go about it in the right way, not just keep bringing in these old players who, yes, they can grow the league, but will only get a few years under their belt. Please like and comment if you're an MLS watcher or if you support an MLS team, and subscribe to me for more videos daily. I'll see you in the next one.